Now, welcome to the first ever installment of Smash or Pass manga style. Now, before you assume anything, it's probably not what you're thinking. Logically, someone would think, oh, we're gonna be smashing or passing manga characters. That's not what we're doing. Close, but no waifu. If you can't tell, I have a good chunk of manga and light novels. I've got about like 800 volumes now. And as probably most manga collectors, you probably pick up a volume 1 of a series that you don't know anything about. It may have just caught your eye by the title, the picture on the cover, or maybe one time like 3 weeks ago you heard a friend mention about the series once, but you really don't know anything about it. And because of that, it's just kind of sitting on your shelf. I have currently, I can't count that high. I have a lot of volume 1s that I have not read yet, and I haven't really gotten any volume 2s either. So I'm gonna read some of those volume 1s in this video. Fast forward, of course, you don't have to actually watch me read. And I'm gonna tell you whether I smash, aka keep it and collect other volumes of the series, or I pass. That part I think is self-explanatory. So the first volume, can't even see this on screen right now. I have a whole stack of manga up there for next month's haul video. Now, first we're gonna take a look at Alice and Borderland. This is the source material of the hit Netflix series. This is a survival thriller game type deal where our protagonist and his friends are transported essentially into this other world, and the only way to survive is to play death games. Now, volume 1, if you buy it on Right Stuff, or at least if you buy it in English, it contains the first 2 volumes of the Japanese series. So with 2 volumes, I feel like I could get a pretty good indication of whether or not this is something that I'm into. Before I get into reading, I don't have like a lot of death game series. I haven't even really watched a lot of like death game anime. The only things that I think I could really like come close is like Tomodachi Game and Kakegurui. But Kakegurui is like gambling, but it's like, I guess you can gamble your life. So I'm gonna get reading and I'll tell you how I feel about it. Okay, I just read this and I took some notes as well in the story of things that I kind of want to mention. So if your main character, Arizu, and then Karube and what's that kid's name? I don't even know who this kid is. Chota. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like Chota. This has kind of like a psychological thriller aspect to it, at least kind of in the beginning moments, and then in the second volume, it really gets screwed up. I won't try to spoil anything, but it's not for the faint of heart. This is definitely an 18+ series. It's got a lot of mystery in it. This first volume really just like scratched the surface of the story. I don't know exactly how long this series is. It's 18 volumes in total that came out in Japan, so probably we'll have 9 omnibus volumes in total. There's already 2 out, a third one coming in September of 2022, so about a month away at the time this video releases. I actually like the art in here. It wasn't like super overly crazy. Some of the like death game moments though did actually have some really good art. Like in the first game, there was some really cool stuff. I find it really intriguing like how they continue to survive, not as much the point of the death game itself, but like to continue after the death game. I don't want to spoil anything, but I think if you've read the series, you kind of know what I mean by that. The first game in a psychological aspect is intriguing, and the second one is a completely different type of game. It's basically 1 volume per game, and they both bring different aspects of like horror. It's really interesting, and that's why I'm saying I'm smashing this one. I'm definitely gonna go out and get volume 2. I mean, I don't have a lot of death game, as I mentioned earlier, in terms of manga and anime to really base like whether this is good death game, but like honestly, for starter death game, seems pretty good. So if you're like me, you might want to pick it up. I feel like when I've gone to physical bookstores lately, I have seen volumes on the shelf. Again, there's only 2 volumes out right now at the time of this recording, and generally everyone that I've heard talk about this series likes the series. Some people like it more than others, but I haven't heard anybody say that this series is bad. Anyways, on to the next one. Let's change gears and read something a little bit more lighthearted and funny. The 100 girlfriend, the 100 Hunter girlfriend. The 100 girlfriends who really love you. Yes, there are 5 reallys in this title. The back of this says, if harem stories had an extreme mode. And I'm assuming that our protagonist here is going to have 100 girlfriends. I guess that's what extreme means. So let me read this and I'll get back to you. This series is really funny. I'll tell you right now, I'm smashing this series. I thought this was hilarious. The series follows our antagonist, Ijo Rentaro, hopefully I said that right, and how he's constantly being rejected. Like, he's never had a girlfriend because everyone just tells him no. Come to find out, a god has made a mistake, and so he's like, you know what? Let me pay you back. You get 100 girlfriends. And so it's going through meeting all of these women and, you know, trying to live with all of them, being his girlfriend at the same time. If you know me, you know I love hyperboles, especially in anime and manga. Take girlfriend, for example, Kanojo mo Kanojo. I even made a video on that. I love that series because it's so absurd. It's just like so funny that you know it's not real because of the jokes, the characters, how they interact with each other, and it just makes it that much more enjoyable. Like, if I want to pick up a series and just have a good time, you know, I don't want to feel like super depressed, you know, because I'm a loner single otaku. Like, I'm picking up this series and I'm just having a fun read. My favorite thing about this first volume, though, is not that it's a harem or that it's a hyperbole or anything like that. It didn't take itself seriously. There are several instances where this series like breaks the fourth wall in its attempt to be like absurd and comical. Like, for instance, in the first chapter, they go through like a time skip thing. It's just someone getting ready for high school. And then the character literally says, though I guess you readers only had to turn a page, so you probably can't relate. Like, that caught me so off guard when I read this. I laughed so hard, actually. So like, I enjoyed this. I thought it was really fun. I thought it was really cool. And you know what? I'm definitely going to be picking up volume 2. This is currently an ongoing series that only has 3 volumes out right now in English. I think there's 10 volumes total right now. 11 in Japan, coming out in September, middle of September. So if you want something super funny, super dumb, and just goofy, you can pick up this series pretty easily, just like Alice in Borderland, and be up to date pretty quickly. But yeah, let's do another one real quick. So let's pick up Die Dark. I just have volume 1 of this, and I'll say right now, I love the condition of this manga. I think 7 Seas did a really good job in publishing and printing this. I like the pages. They're not the super flimsy. They're a little bit more stiff. They're bright colors, especially this red cover. I think all of Die Dark's covers are like different bright colors, like Kaiju number 8. This is an ongoing series. I believe volume 4 just recently releases in one of my like manga that's coming out this week videos. This is definitely a comedy series, kind of a darker fantasy comedy, science fiction-y type thing. There are 2 types of people in this universe: aliens, which is the general living body to what I understand, and robos, which is a mix of like mechanical humanoids made from machinery or puppeteering courses, matter, etc. You have a dynamic duo here: Zaha Sanko, the alien teenager, and his package of darkness, Avakayan. Apparently, the boy, Zaha Sanko, has bones that, like, if anybody takes, it will grant them any wish. So I think a lot of the journeys, especially past volume 1, are going to be running away from those people. You know, he's constantly trying to be murdered. This had a bunch of jokes, and this had some pretty good moments, but like overall, like the only reason I would continue reading this is for the art. The action was pretty okay. The story's kind of average, and I don't think all of the jokes really land. But again, the art in here is absolutely gorgeous. It is gory, it is gross and shonen, but it's really good. I think my favorite thing about this, though, is the kid has a pseudonym, so then nobody finds his identity, and he accidentally names himself Meatballs and Spaghetti, like the epitome of a kid. I can't remember what his age was. I'm pretty sure they said it in volume 1. I didn't really, I'm not convinced on getting volume 2. Like, I don't know, like I didn't feel like there was too much of an overall story that I wanted to follow when I saw this. Like, I saw this and I was like, whoa, this could be like some screwed up stuff. We have like an an assassin here, but it's like, as a kid, I don't know, like I just couldn't vibe with it. I can understand the appeal of why people like this series, and I totally get it, but I think just for me personally, I'm gonna have to pass on this one. Sorry. The last one we're gonna talk about in this video is studio apartment, good lighting, angel included. I haven't heard literally anybody talk about this series, to be honest. There's not even a Wikipedia page for it, but I saw it. I thought this cover was really cute. I mean, look at her. She's adorable. And so, you know what? Why not try to read it? So our story follows Shintaro Tokumitsu, and he's like pretty much your average high school teenager, except for the fact that he lives alone in an apartment. Turns out one day he wakes up and there's an angel sleeping in his balcony. And so, I mean, she doesn't really try to convince him or anything like that, but he lets her stay at the apartment because she's got nowhere else to go on Earth. And so basically this is a slice of life of their life together, you know, the angel trying to acclimate to the world, and the boy, just like being a high schooler trying to live with an angel, I guess. I don't know how to explain that. That's not really something that I know how to deal with. I'll be honest. This is not a series that anybody's really gonna rave about, I feel like. There are probably very, very, very few people that read this volume 1 and say this is the best series they've ever read. Truthfully, it's not super memorable, and also sometimes, especially in the first couple chapters, the art sometimes feels a little chaotic. Like you don't know where your eyes are supposed to go. Like in volume 1, when they first find the angel, there's like a pull because of the sliding door, you know, the sliding door part that goes up lines the door, and visually at the angle that the viewer, the reader, is looking at, it's supposed to like go across her chest, but like it just doesn't. It just stops like right at her chest. Not to like be etchy or accentuate her breasts or anything like that, but I think the goal is to like show her body and not necessarily cover it up by anything. And so I looked at this, and the first thing I looked at is the lining of the door. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really look at her. And then all of a sudden I noticed the back. There's not really texture when it comes to the background of stuff. So like if you look at this specific panel, it took me a long time to realize that this part over here is like the wall of the balcony. I don't know why. I think because of this hanging thing and these like PVC pipes or whatever. I don't know. Like I thought it was just like empty space like beyond the balcony, and it was like kind of disorienting. But as we got through longer and longer in volume 1, not to say that it got better in terms of like there was a huge improvement, but I think more like my eyes adjusted. I got used to reading Matoba's art style. And so by the end of volume 1, I was like, that was really cute. Like I enjoyed that. I would love to pick up volume 2. There's only one volume out right now, so if you see it, you can pick it up and be up to date with the series. I haven't seen anything about a volume 2 yet. I don't know if it's gonna get a volume 2. I would think it gets a volume 2 by Yen Press, because like the story's not over. You kind of like almost leave on a cliffhanger in a sense. Like you're left with kind of a major point in the story, so with other supporting characters. If I don't want to spoil it, but overall I'm gonna say smash, to be honest. Like if you know me, you know I love slice of life kind of everyday living type stuff, especially ones that are like cute. And let me tell you, this character's adorable. This angel is so cute. Some of the illustrations of her are just so fun, and I just wanted to keep on reading, to be honest. Sure, it's probably gonna do a lot of, I don't even know, is this a romance series? It's probably gonna do a lot of the tropes that you see a lot of times in like slice of life anime series, or even, I mean, if this is romance, like you're gonna see a fever chapter, you're gonna see a beach chapter, you're gonna see festival chapter. But like I finished this and I was like, I want to see those. I want the angel to experience a Japanese festival. I want this angel to learn how good steamed buns are. Like, I don't know. I mean, this premise is unique enough to where like it doesn't feel like something that I've read before. Like, I think the closest thing that this comes to is Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. You know, like other entities coming down, but there's other motives with the angel that are different than Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. I'm gonna get volume 2. But we're gonna leave it at those 4 because I don't want this video to be forever, and I kind of want to make more of these because I have through the sheet over there. As of right now, at the time of this recording, I have at least 5 other volumes that I've never shown in a YouTube video before, part of my August haul, that would actually fit this video. And then alongside all of my other a lot of volumes, there's a couple other ones that I want to get into, especially some of the older stuff. There was one month where I bought like 20 different volumes at a half price books for like $2-3 a piece. I still have to read those series. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what else I should put in this video. Let me know what volumes I should go out, find, and read and do in a Smasher Pass format. Watch these other videos right here. YouTube recommended them, so they're probably a good idea, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.